Why do the richest, most powerful men in the world seem to consistently date younger women? Think Leonardo DiCaprio, a man who has become a meme for the way his dating life resets every time a woman hits her mid-20s. There's a method to the madness, and today we're diving deep into the psychology behind why wealthy men make this choice, and what it says about human nature and status. Trust me, the real reasons might surprise you, and there's one psychological principle at the end that will change the way you look at relationships forever. Stick around. Welcome to Chad Guys, the place where we dissect the unspoken rules of the game, whether that's building wealth, navigating relationships, or understanding what drives human behavior. Subscribe and join the Chad Guys Army if you're here to elevate your understanding and win in every area of life. So let's talk about Leo, Mr. Titanic himself. A-list actor, Academy Award winner, and one of the most bankable stars in Hollywood. Yet his dating history is as famous as his filmography. Why does a man who could have his pick of almost any woman choose those under 25? And why do so many successful men follow a similar pattern? The first reason is rooted in evolutionary biology. Human beings are still driven by instincts honed thousands of years ago. In the animal kingdom, the highest value male typically seeks out mates who are the most fertile, and for humans, that often translates to younger women. Now I know what you're thinking. This isn't the Stone Age, but our brains are wired to prioritize genetic success. Youth in the biological sense represents health, fertility, and a better chance of reproductive success. When you're Leonardo DiCaprio sitting atop an empire built on money, fame, and influence, it's not surprising that the same biological cues come into play. For men with resources, the drive isn't just to find a partner. They want a partner who will give them the best chance of passing on their genes. Even if having children isn't on the immediate agenda, youth subconsciously signals vitality. It's an undeniable attraction factor. For high-status men, this biological urge is amplified because they have the means and options to act on it. But there's more to it than biology. Enter status and social signaling. In the world of the ultra-wealthy, everything is about optics. Who you're seen with is almost as important as who you are. Younger partners are a status symbol, a way to showcase one's success and virility. Think about it. Wealthy men live in a world that rewards displays of power. Being with a younger, beautiful partner is a way to announce that you're winning at life. It's like driving a luxury car or wearing a high-end watch. It's all about signaling. Let's go back to Leo for a second. When he's seen on a yacht with a group of 23-year-old models, it reinforces his image. It's an extension of his brand as a man who has it all. The psychology of status is powerful, and the partners these men choose are part of that image. Younger women are associated with beauty and allure, and in the competitive landscape of high society, being seen with one sends a message. It's not just about the person he's dating. It's about the power dynamics of perception. Another factor to consider is psychological compatibility. It's not just about biology or status. It's also about lifestyle. Older, successful men often find that they have more in common with younger women when it comes to energy levels, openness to adventure, and lifestyle preferences. Younger partners are typically less jaded, more spontaneous, and often more willing to fit into the high-paced, travel-heavy lives of these men. Leonardo DiCaprio is a case in point. His lifestyle is a whirlwind of movie premieres, charity galas, and yacht vacations. Someone who's young, carefree, and flexible is more likely to keep up and enjoy the ride. Wealthy men often have demanding schedules, and they want someone who can adapt to that. Think about it. Would you rather have a partner who's willing to fly to Cannes on a whim, or someone who's tied down by a 9-to-5 job and a rigid routine? For men like Leo, compatibility means finding someone who's along for the adventure, and younger women often fit that mold. Younger women are generally more adaptable, which aligns with the unpredictable and extravagant lifestyle of a wealthy man. But let's not sugarcoat this. Power dynamics are at play too. When a man is older, richer, and more experienced, there's a clear imbalance in the relationship. Some argue that this gives men like DiCaprio more control. A younger partner is less likely to challenge his authority or question his decisions. There's a level of influence that comes with age and experience, and some men are drawn to that sense of dominance. It's not just about romance. It's about having a partner who fits into their world without disrupting it. Power dynamics can make relationships easier for older men because there's often an implicit understanding that they are the providers and decision makers. This arrangement appeals to some men who prefer a partner that aligns with their vision rather than challenging it. But keep in mind, this dynamic isn't necessarily one-sided. Younger women in these relationships often know exactly what they're getting into and may appreciate the benefits that come with being with an older, established man. Now let's flip the script for a moment and consider what younger women get out of these relationships. It's not all about the men. From a psychological perspective, being with an older, successful partner comes with benefits: security, mentorship, and access to a world of opportunities. Younger women are often drawn to the confidence and stability that older men exude. It's a trade-off, and in many ways it's mutually beneficial. But make no mistake, these relationships are strategic on both sides. Younger women are aware of the doors these connections can open, whether in terms of career, social circles, or life experiences. This brings us to a fascinating concept: the halo effect. This is a psychological phenomenon where one positive attribute, like youth or beauty, makes someone seem more desirable overall. Leonardo DiCaprio's dates aren't just seen as young, their association with him makes them appear more sophisticated, glamorous, and noteworthy. The halo effect elevates their social value. Likewise, for wealthy men, dating a younger, beautiful partner makes them seem more powerful and desirable. It's a form of social reinforcement where both parties elevate each other's perceived value. Consider this. When a young woman is seen with a man like DiCaprio, people assume she must be extraordinary in some way to have captured his attention. And for DiCaprio, being seen with a youthful, attractive woman reinforces his image as the ultimate bachelor. This mutually beneficial dynamic makes these relationships not only appealing, but also strategic. But here's where it gets interesting. Despite all the psychological and evolutionary factors, not every man wants this dynamic. It's a lifestyle choice, and it often comes with its own challenges. The age gap can create friction, and people can be quick to judge these relationships as shallow. The public loves to scrutinize, especially when it comes to figures like DiCaprio. So while the allure is real, the relationships are not without their complications. One of the biggest challenges in these relationships is long-term compatibility. The age gap might work well initially, but as time goes on, differences in life goals, maturity levels, and future aspirations can become more pronounced. Wealthy men like DiCaprio can keep up the lifestyle for a long time, but eventually priorities change. What happens when the adventure-driven life starts to feel repetitive or when deeper, long-term commitments come into play? It's a balancing act that requires more thought than most people realize. And now let's talk about the final psychological principle: mate value discrepancy. This theory suggests that in a relationship where there's an obvious imbalance, whether in age, wealth, or status, each partner brings something the other lacks. For an older, wealthy man, it might be youth and beauty. For the younger partner, it's access to resources, experiences, and connections. This isn't just an exchange, it's a calculated partnership. Leonardo DiCaprio doesn't just date younger women for fun. There's a deep-rooted psychology behind it that benefits both parties. It's a symbiotic relationship where both partners are trading different forms of value. In the end, the psychology of why the richest men date younger women is complex. It's a blend of evolutionary instincts, social signaling, lifestyle compatibility, power dynamics, and mutually beneficial exchanges. And when you look at Leonardo DiCaprio, you see a man who embodies these principles perfectly. Love him or hate him, you can't deny that there's a well-oiled strategy at work. So the next time you see a power couple with a significant age gap, remember, it's not just about appearances. There's a psychology to it, and everyone involved is playing a part in a much bigger game. Before you go, hit that subscribe button and join the Chad Guys Army. We're here to break down the unspoken rules of success, power, and influence. Don't settle for average. Aim higher, understand deeper, and stay ahead of the game. The Chad Guys Brotherhood is here to win every single day. See you in the next one.